Welcome, friend, to Intro to Chanting. My name is Makai Miracle. I am the creator of the Infinite Miracle Healing Energies, and I'm super excited to play with you today and share this information about a way that you can really raise your vibration in a very intense way that accelerates your ascension process intensely. So today we're gonna be talking about Buddhist and Hindu chants. We're gonna talk about mantra, the types of group chanting, uh, what Om is, hand positions, the best hand positions to increase the effectiveness of your chanting. And we are going to go over a chant to remove obstacles and blockages in your life. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fun. And what I'd like to do to get started is just take a few minutes and get our energies connected and get some healing energies running. I find it very effective to enhance everything really, but also enhance chanting by running healing energies behind it. So I'm going to be running infinite miracle healing energies behind the whole class, including when we chant. So I invite you to close your eyes, take some deep breaths, let them out with sound. Do that two more times. And allow that sound to draw you deep into your body. Beautiful. And now just continue deeply breathing and open yourself up to receive. Ah, beautiful friend, how you feeling? Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment. That's what you're experiencing in your body and your energy. Ah, and do that 2 more times. Ah, once more. Yeah. And if you give that feeling a word or two, what would it be? Peaceful, yay. Light, love it. Ah, joyful, joyful, calm, yes. All right. So again, welcome to Intro to Chanting. Let's see, I've been chanting for almost 20 years. In 2 months, it'll be 20 years that I have been chanting. And what I've found is that it accelerates energy, it accelerates, raises your vibration in a way that's different than just energy healing. Energy healing is super powerful, and energy activations are super powerful for raising your vibration. And chanting just kind of puts this accelerator behind all this, this very powerful accelerator behind all of it that really allows you to bring your body to a new vibration. So you bring your body along on this journey in a way that lets you vibrate in your natural state, which is infinite. Chants are a really great way to get there. One of the powerful things about chants is that it changes the structure of all matter, but especially water. Water, it changes quickly because water is fluid, but chanting and sound with intent changes the vibration of all matter. It's just that solid matter takes a little time to show that change. Water shows it instantly. We'll talk more about that in a little while. So today I'm going to be talking about Buddhist and Hindu chants. Chanting exists in all spiritual traditions. And I'm most familiar with Buddhist and Hindu and Sikh chants. So I'm going to be focusing on those today. So chanting is also known as Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti, that translates as devotion. So the yoga of devotion. And what that means is not being devoted to a god or a deity or a being. What it really means is falling in love with everything that is infinite consciousness. But that includes everything manifests in the physical world too. Every person in the physical world, every animal, every plant, every tree, every piece of furniture, every house, every road, every car, everyone and everything includes all of that. And really, that is the fastest way to achieve ascension, is to fall completely in love with everything. And chanting is a really great way to help you get there. So, when we talk about chanting, we generally talk about mantra. Mantra is a Sanskrit word, and it's really a combination of 2 words, man and tra. Mon is short for manas, which means mind, and tra means transcend. So literally the word mantra means to transcend the mind, which I know we could all use more of all the time. So mantra in a practical definition is a series of words or sounds that are chanted in repetition to create a transformational result. And there are lots of different chants, lots of different mantras for lots of different purposes. All of them to raise your vibration and increase your personal power by helping you realize your connection with infinite oneness, infinite consciousness, and helping you embody that. Chants for happiness and joy, peace, compassion, oneness. What we're doing today, like removing obstacles, enlightenment, bliss, so many more. So the type of chanting that we're going to be doing today and that I'm mainly going to be referring to is called Namasur chanting, which literally means chanting the names of God. And when we talk about chanting the names of God, we're not talking about worshiping a deity that's outside of ourselves, worshiping a being that's outside of ourselves. We're not even chanting to a being outside of ourselves, but we're chanting to the qualities of that being that are within you, and to evoke and amplify the qualities of that being that are within you. Because if you didn't already have the qualities of that being within you, you wouldn't even be aware of that being. That's the physics law of resonance. If something's vibrating at the same level, sympathetic resonance, a lot of sympathetic resonance. If something's vibrating at the same level, like you have two tuning forks tuned to the note A, you strike one tuning fork, ding, this tuning fork will start vibrating automatically because it's the same vibration. But if you have a tuning fork tuned to A and another tuning fork tuned to C, if you strike the A, ding, the C tuning fork will not be aware of that A vibration at all. And that's the same with you and everything for that matter. If it's in your reality, you're vibrating at that level, at least a little bit. And so when we chant the names of these beings, these Hindu deities, Buddhist deities, or infinite consciousness for that matter, we're chanting to raise and amplify those qualities that are already within you, so you embody them at a greater level. Turning up the volume. Namasur chanting is very forgiving. So if you don't chant the mantras exactly perfect with the exact correct pronunciation, it doesn't matter. Your healing team, spirit guides, all of infinite consciousness will adjust it so you still get all the benefits from it. There are other types of chanting where it's super important to get the pronunciation of the mantras correct. And those are usually involved in mantras that require an initiation from a being who's received an initiation from some sort of lineage. And one example of that is there's certain mantras for changing the weather. And those are ones you need an initiation for. You don't need an initiation for Namasur chanting. You can just instantly access it. So most of the chants in the Buddhist and Hindu traditions are in a language called Sanskrit. And Sanskrit is actually short for Sanskriti, which translates to perfectly constructed. So really Sanskrit means the perfectly constructed language. And when we look at that, every word in Sanskrit has the essence of sacred geometry built into it. I'm going to pull up an image real quick. Just bear with me here. Oh, even better image to pull up. Because I really want to illustrate this point. Okay, that image isn't coming up, but I'm going to just pull up so I can share with you. I'm going to share my screen here and talk about this. All right. So this is called the Sri Yantra. And this is a prime example of how Sanskrit creates sacred geometry, because if you have a drum head or just a tight head and you pour salt on it or sand on it, and you have some sort of amplifying device, whether a big cone or a microphone and big speakers that are amplified, and you vibrate that drum head with the tone Om, Om. If you vibrate that long enough, it will create this shape that you're seeing. Not the outer shape, but that series of 64 triangles. It's called the Sri Yantra. And literally, just by chanting Om and vibrating that sound, it creates that sacred geometric pattern. And every word in Sanskrit creates a sacred geometric pattern in that way, in physical reality. And that's why Sanskrit can be so transformational, because every word is raising your vibration with sacred geometry. And not just you and your body, but everything in your environment. Now I lost my notes. There we go. All right. So that's actually a science in and of itself. It's called cymatics. And they do that, vibrating a drum head. Now they actually have computer programs that can translate sound into what shape it creates cymatically. There's only one other language in the world that does that. And that's the fire symbols from the Hebrew language. Other chants in the East, maybe in other languages like Guru Mukti. A lot of the Sikh chants are in Guru Mukti, which is an offshoot of the Sanskrit language, like an evolution of it. And a lot of Buddhist chants are in Tibetan. But we're going to be focusing on Sanskrit here today. Okay, that's mantra. Many times chanting is done in groups of people. Maybe you've been experienced this in a yoga class, or maybe you've gone to a concert where you've gotten engaged with this kind of music. There's two types of group chanting. The first is called kirtan. The second is called bhajan. So kirtan is when we chant these mantras in a call and response form. Like I would say the mantra, I would chant the mantra, and then you would repeat it. And I would chant the mantra and you would repeat it. And a lot of times these are done with music, and that music builds up to a very, very intense point, which is bliss and ecstasy, overflows everywhere, and it's a glorious, glorious fun time. So kirtan is call and response chanting. Bhajan is where we chant together or sing together. And that's what we're going to be doing today is bhajan. We're going to be chanting together at the same time. So let's talk about Om. I can imagine most of you are familiar with the word Om, but let's just talk about it a little bit. So Om is the seed syllable that was the seed that created the entire universe. What do we mean by seed syllable? Well, seed syllable, it's also known as bija mantra, seed. Bija is seed. A seed, if you think of a tree or any plant that comes from a seed, that seed holds the blueprint and the energetic information for that entire plant. So you plant the seed, it sprouts up into a beautiful plant. Well, that's what Om did for our universe. Om was chanted primordially, Om, and our whole universe sprung forth from it. So when you chant Om, it vibrates the entire universe and it evokes, connects you with and evokes the power of the entire universe. So it helps you come back to your natural state as infinite. Many mantras, many chants start with Om or have Om in them to really allow that chant to vibrate in the entire universe. So when you're chanting Om, there's kind of three sounds to Om. 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 There's O, the long, O, long O. A long time since I've taken English. O, long O, O. And then oo, oo. And then And you want to just be aware of all three of those components when you're chanting it, Om. So, Om is this thing that happens when your body, when you're consciously aware of all three of those syllables. So just try it right now. Om. 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 Just take a deep breath. That's what you're experiencing after that. Just 3 ohms. Just 3 ohms anytime can help calm your nervous system, calm your body, calm your mind, bring you back into pure presence. All right. Let's got a couple more things to talk about before we get into chanting. So next thing is the best hand positions to increase the effectiveness of your chanting. So hand positions in Sanskrit are known as mudras. M-U-D-R-A-S, mudra, mudras. And mudra doesn't actually translate to hand position, it translates to gesture. But hand position is effectively the definition of it. So the two, unless a mantra has a specific mudra that goes along with it, there's two mudras that are really great to increase the effectiveness of your chants. First one is Namaskar mudra. You might know it as prayer position. So it's hands like that, palms together, right at your heart chakra. Get a little bit higher, right between the breasts. And what this does is it connects all the energy pathways in your body. So the energy can just effortlessly flow through all your energetic pathways. It also connects you to all the planets that the hands are associated with. So you're bringing in all of that energy too. And then the other one is called Gyan Mudra. And you've probably seen this mudra, if you're not familiar with it, maybe in movies or TV when people are meditating. So it's, you take your thumb and your forefinger and put them together. And then you just place your hands like this and rest them on your knees. So you're resting it on your knee. And Gyan is another word for wisdom. And so this mantra is about allowing all of your mind to become calm and clear enough so you can hear and receive the wisdom of infinite consciousness. So both of those mudras are very effective for supercharging your chanting, charging the energy and the effect of the vibrational raising that the chanting does. And neither one's right or wrong for any of the chants. You can choose what works best for you. I will say that if I'm going for more of a devotional feel, Namaskar or prayer position seems to be a lot more effective for that. I'm going for calming the mind, stilling the mind, chilling out the body, or receiving wisdom. Gyan Mudra is really effective for that. So just briefly, there's a number that is widely used in chanting, and that number is 108, 108. And the significance of that is 108 creates when you do anything 108 times, it creates this spiral effect that allows the momentum of that thing to keep going after you're done with it. So we're referring to chanting today. Chanting a mantra 108 times creates this spiral effect that energetically that allows that mantra to keep going on after you stop chanting. What you'll notice if you start chanting a lot is that the chants just keep going after you get done chanting, or maybe they come in later in the day and just go in your consciousness without you having to do any work. Because what happens is all these chants that you've heard, or the chant that we're going to do today, they're being chanted by people all over the world, all the time. There's monks in India and Tibet that are chanting these mantras continuously, all day, every day. And so that energy is just flowing out through ley lines, energy channels of the earth all the time. So when you're chanting, you're infusing not only your body, your energy field, but the entire earth, increasing the vibration of that chant. And so you chant that chant 108 times, but it doesn't stop. It keeps going out in the energy field of the earth and just keeps going and going and going, and cycles around the planet and comes back to you, and it cycles around the planet and comes back to you, and it cycles around the planet and comes back to you. In tantric numerology, ending anything in a zero kind of, well, it doesn't do that. It doesn't create that spiral effect that allows the energetic momentum to keep going. It kind of just like done. And really, to create effectiveness, you want things to keep going even after you're done with them. So 108 is very powerful, and we're actually going to chant today's mantra 108 times. Which brings me to my next point, which is tips for chanting. Stamina is interesting while chanting, depending on the speed of the chant, the volume of the chant, the length of the chant. Sometimes your stamina can run out, and that's okay. You want to do what you can. But one way to really help you continue going is to just send love to your lungs and every part of your body and your energy field. Because when you do that, it kind of, let's see. The reason your stamina runs out is because you build up tension. This is true in things like doing yoga also. It's because you build up tension. So when you send love to an area of the body that's tense, it relaxes and releases that area and allows you to keep going with what you were doing. So sending love to your lungs, or your throat, or any other part of your body that gets tense when you're chanting for long periods of time can help you keep going. Now, there are four levels of chant. As I mentioned this earlier, 4 levels of chant. And so the first level is vocal, or just chanting out loud. Om. Second level is whispering. So I don't know if my microphone picked it up, but I was whispering Om. The third level is just in your mind. And the fourth level is the super world connected level, where the chant just chants itself in the energy. All those levels are super effective. So if you find yourself out of breath, or your body's just like, I need to stop, just keep chanting in your head, and it's just as effective. Because it vibrates that energy in your energy field, which allows it to become manifest in all the realms. Two more tips, and then we're going to talk about today's chant. So, breathing and swallowing. When you're chanting, especially if you're chanting in group, you don't always have control over the pace of the chant. And so if a chant is going and going and going, you have to find times to take a breath and swallow, not at the same time, unless you can do that. I can't. And do it quickly. And you may miss a syllable when doing that. It happens. There's some chants that are designed that have a pause to allow you to take a breath or swallow, but most don't. So just know that, just be quick about it, jump back into the chant. And don't worry about it too much, because like I said, when we're doing Namaste chanting, your spirit guides and your healing team will make any corrections for you in the energy if it needs to be. And the last one is setting an intention is optional. And it can help you direct the power that you generate with your chant. So today's chant is a very good one to set an intention for. You don't have to. And it can help focus and direct the energy of the chant, because today's chant is all about removing blockages and obstacles in your life. So the chant of removing obstacles and blockages in your life. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. I'll even type it in the chat box here. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Yes. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It's a chant really invoking Ganesha, which is the Hindu deity of removing obstacles. So you may have seen pictures of Ganesha. He has an elephant head. He looks like a person, but his head is an elephant with the elephant tusk. He's the son of Shiva and Parvati. And I won't go too deeply in the story, but Ganesha was out traveling. I think he was doing something for his father, and bandits cut his head off. And Parvati, his mother and Shiva's wife, just couldn't handle it. She couldn't accept that her child was dead, and the word I can think of is forced, begged profusely to Shiva to revive Ganesha. And he wasn't willing to do that. Or he couldn't find the head of his son, so he used the head of an elephant to bring his son back to life. There's a lot more into that story. We're not going to go into that today. So anyways, Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. And so, again, we're not chanting to Ganesha as a being outside of ourselves. We're chanting to the qualities of Ganesha within that are generated from our energy and our being. And so this chant is all about personal empowerment and rising above the situation. Because if you're a rat in a maze, and the maze is this tall, but you're this small rat down here, you can't really see around the corners, you can't see the path, you can't really see what's going on. But if you grew in size to where you could see above the maze, you would know exactly where to go with total ease. And that's one of the things that this chant does, is it helps you rise above the maze so you can see from and receive wisdom from a broader perspective on the things in your life. And then also it literally clears energetic blockages and really the obstacles in your life in a very powerful way. So talk about these 4 words. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om we talked about, seed syllable of the universe, evoking the universe, infinite power. Gam is the seed syllable for Ganesha. So we talked about the seed syllable for Om as being the seed of the universe. Well, different deities and actually all of your chakras have their own seed syllable, but Gam is the seed syllable and it contains the essence of Ganesha in it. Ganapataye. So Ganapataye is also a name for Ganesha, but it's with that, it is also about the legions of Ganesha. So in the New Age spiritual communities, you hear about Archangel Michael and his legions, all the angels that are with him to achieve his effective goals. Ganapataye is Ganesha and the legions of Ganesha, all the beings, all the energies, all the qualities that can arise to achieve the goals of Ganesha, moving obstacles, removing blockages. Very powerful. And the yay, this is like a pro tip. The Ganapataye, yay is infusing Shakti into it. You're infusing energy. Shakti is moving energy, for lack of a better translation. So we're infusing the legions of Ganesha and Ganesha with that Shakti energy. It just increases so much power, life force. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nam is name. Namaha in and of itself is pretty much just name. And when we say name, it's really about, I praise your name. I praise this name. I praise the name of whatever I'm talking about. Namaha. I'm one with the name of whatever it is I'm talking about today. It's Ganesha. So Om, seed syllable for the, I evoke the universe. Gam, Ganesha, Ganapataye, the legions of Ganesha infused with the Shakti energy, and Namaha. I praise the name. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be chanting that together 108 times. You don't have to keep count. I will keep count for you. If you plan to start a chanting practice yourself, it's helpful to have a tool to help you count 108 times so you don't have to think about it in your head. Lots of people use a tool called a mala, and that's a necklace full of beads. A lot of times it's dried rose petals. And only one of them has a small pillar sticking out of it. So you just advance to the next bead each time you finish chanting. And then when you feel the bead with the pillar, you know you've gotten to 108. So you don't have to think about it. You can just trance out in the chant. Because you will trance out in the chant. That's its purpose. Mantra. Mind transcend. Transcend the mind. So we're going to chant Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha 108 times. And then we're going to have a short, silent meditation after the chant. And when that happens, just be aware of the energy of that chant circulating through your energy field in your body. And just breathe. Focus on your breath with that and allow yourself to really experience all those energies. Because if you chant and you don't take time to experience that vibration afterwards, it doesn't really anchor in to your body and your energy field. You will have received some transformation, but by allowing the space afterwards to really be present with that vibration you've just generated, it super, super anchors it in your life, in your body, and your energy. All right, so we're going to do this, and we're going to take some time for question and answer at the end of class. So what I'd like you to do is just get in a comfortable seated position. I guess you could stand if you wanted to. I like to sit. And then choose one of the mudras, hand positions, either prayer position, palms together at the center of the chest, or Gyan Mudra. I'm going to go with prayer position. You can chant with your eyes open or closed. I prefer closed. Helps me trance out a little bit more. Go deeper into the energy. All right, so take a deep breath in. Exhale fully. Again, deep breath in. Exhale fully. Deep breath in. And chant with me. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment. Feel the energy of that mantra swirling around within you. And just continue deeply breathing here for a while. Beautiful, friend. When you're ready, you can start to deepen the breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes and rotate your wrists and ankles. Press your body a little, squeeze your body a little. Stretch out if you'd like. Ah. And when you're ready, you can come back to sitting and open your eyes. Beautiful, friend. How you feeling? Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment. Notice what you're experiencing in your body and your energy. Do that 2 more times. Once more. Oh, yeah. If you give that feeling a word or two, what would it be? Feel free to put that in the chat box and anything else that you'd like to share from that experience. I'll take some questions here in a little while. Arifa says, that was intense, so powerful, my entire body is tingling. Yay. Claudia says, oh my, it got hot up in here. Yes. Astrid says, my next favorite tool. Brilliant. Yay. Ah. Beautiful. Davis is very peaceful. Yay. So I love chanting. I do it every day. And for me, it wasn't always easy for me to do it every day. I kind of needed a infusion of energy of people that had been doing it every day for a long time for me to actually get into the practice of doing it every day. Because I find when I chant at the beginning of a day, my whole day is just at an entirely new vibration. It just flows with ease, and life is more joyful, more blissful, and my mind's a lot calmer. So I decided I'm chanting. Let's see who else wants to chant with me. So I created this class called Chanting Thursdays, a 12-week exploration of chanting. Would it be all right if I take a few minutes and just share that with you? So, would you like to increase your vibration, embody more virtue, and accelerate your ascension process beyond anything you ever imagined possible? If so, come play with me in this 12-week class. It's going to be a 12-week exploration of Hindu and Buddhist chants. And in it, you're going to learn about the translation and meaning of each chant. You're going to chant each mantra 108 times, maybe more. You can do multiples of 108, just depending if there's shorter chants, we may go more than 108, but at least 108 times. And you're going to see a transmission of the infinite miracle healing energies while chanting to increase the effectiveness of each chant. So each Thursday, We're going to go over a different chant. The first week is chant of wisdom and ecstasy. Week 2 is chant of power and blessings of happiness. Week 3 is chant of becoming God, infinite consciousness. Week 4 is chant of freedom and happiness for all life. Week 5 is chant of oneness and faith. Week 6 is chant of the divine feminine. Week 7 is chant of developing compassion. Week 8 is going to be chant of developing infinite love. Week 9 is chant of creativity and clearing old patterns. Week 10 is the chant of enlightenment, the Buddhist chant of enlightenment. Week 11 is the chant of victory. And week 12 is the chant of enlightenment, the Gayatri mantra. That is a complex mantra, so I saved it for the last week, but it is very intense. And it's said that if you chant the Gayatri mantra every day, you will become enlightened. You have no choice but to become enlightened in one lifetime. So each class is going to be 30 to 60 minutes long. We're not going to have to go into all the intro that we did today. We'll be able to just jump right into talking about the chant and then getting into the chant and doing a bit of meditation afterwards. You're also going to receive a video recording of each class afterwards. So, are you ready to enhance your chanting abilities? If so, come and play. Click here to register button below and come chant with me. Come play. If you want to sign up for the individual classes, it's $25 per class. Or if you want to come to all 12 weeks, it's just $197 for all 12 classes, and that saves you over $100. There is also a special bonus if you sign up for all 12 weeks. Right now, you're going to receive a list of my top 12 kirtan albums, my favorites. I have listened to many, many, many albums. Most of them pretty good, some of them all right. But if you sign up for all 12 classes, you're going to instantly get that list of my top 12 kirtan favorite albums. Some of these artists you may have heard of, and some may be new to you. Tried to include some lesser known ones in there too. So again, these classes are going to be on Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're interested in coming and playing, just click that link to register. You may be chanting just to come chant on Thursdays, totally fine. And you may be chanting because you want to start a chanting practice of your own. You know, even as little as 5 minutes of a day will increase the vibration of your day. You don't have to go 108 times with every time you chant. It can increase effectiveness, but even chanting a mantra 7 times will infuse you with the vibration of that mantra. So if you just have 5 minutes a day to spend chanting, totally fine. If you want to spend 30 minutes, an hour chanting one chant or multiple different chants, it's totally fine. I like to chant multiple chants during a day. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. It makes me fall even more in love with everything. So I'd like to take a few minutes just to answer any questions you may have, either about the class or about chanting in general. There's one thing I'd like to mention about chanting that I wanted to share in the first part of the class, and that's you can chant just single tone. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. That's how lots of monks do it. That's totally fine and valid. And it may, for some people, that may help you get into even a deeper trance with the chant. Totally fine. Or you can do it to a melody or music. Today we did it with a melody. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. which is actually a melody I wrote myself last year. I'm currently in the works of composing a kirtan album myself, and that will be one of the songs on it. So you can chant single tone, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, or you can chant melody, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. The speed doesn't matter. You can do it slow, you can do it fast. Volume doesn't matter. You can do it loud, you can do it soft. Little pro tip, if you're chanting with other people, it's best, it increases the combined effectiveness of everybody's chant if everybody tunes into the same volume level. So chanting and being aware of the quietest chanter in there and making sure that as you chant, you can still hear them. That's a super pro tip for group chanting. And over the 12 weeks, I'm going to share more and more tips as they come up. Shared as much as I could in today's class, but there's going to be more that comes up during these 12 weeks. So, are there any questions about chanting before we end for the day? Again, like I said, you can come to all 12 weeks, or you can sign up for individual if some of those chants sounded more appealing to you than others. You can just come to those classes too. Claudia says, really great class, deep gratitude. Oh, thank you, Claudia. I love that we can all share this together. And so this replay will be up and it'll be up forever. So if you like chanting with the video, just come to the video, hit play and chant with me. If you come to the 12-week class, you're going to get the recordings of all those classes too. So you can always just click play and chant with me. All right, beautiful friends. Thank you so much for being here. I had so much fun playing with you. I love chanting with a group, and I can feel all of your wonderful energies, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay of this. I'm connected with all of it. So thank you for being here. Love you all. I look forward to playing with you again soon.